Hello guys, in this video I'm going to be showing you how to make a simple ability system in Roblox, but this is going to be the best way you can do it, and let's get into it. And it's also really easy to do. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is just make a remote event in replicate storage, and we're going to name it ability used. You can name it whatever you want. So what we're going to do is in server script service, we're going to make a script. We're going to reference the remote event, and now what we're going to do is check when we get an on server event, and we're going to get a player, and then the client is going to pass in the ability. So now that we have this, go into starter player, go into starter player scripts, and make a local script. Go ahead and name this script controls, because this is going to be the script that pretty much handles which key goes to which ability, and it fires the ability to the server. Okay, so again, we're going to grab the remote from the replicated storage. Next, we're going to grab user input service. User input service is basically just going to allow us to see when we click a key and what key is clicked. Next, inside of our control script, go ahead and make a module script, and we're going to name it keybinds. And these are going to be the keybinds in which key goes to which ability. So go ahead and name it keybinds. And the module script, write what I write. So local keybinds. So you go to table. We're going to return keybinds. And then in it, what we do is layout is going to be like this. So we have the key. So I'll just say we want the E key is equal to our super speed ability. And this is the ability we're going to make in this video. When we click the E, it's going to reference our super speed ability. And this is all you have to do. And let's just say you want to add another ability. Let's just say you want it to be Q. And then you want it to be our freeze ability. Let's just say like you're freezing. I can make one in a future video, but let's just say you want it to be our freeze ability. Then when I hit Q, it's going to reference this ability right here. And this way, it's also going to be easier in case you want to make custom keybinds and let the players decide what keybinds they want. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to see a input began event, and we're going to grab the input. And if it's a game processed, of course, if it's a game process event, then we're going to return end. This means if I click a key while I'm chatting, which we don't want anything to happen. So now what we're going to do is we're going to grab the keybinds module we made. So we have to require it so that we have access to this table. So now what we're going to do is check if the key we click exists as a keybind for an ability. So what we're going to do is we're going to do local abilities equal to keybinds input dot keycode dot name, and we're going to check if the ability exists. Then all we're going to do is just fire the server with the ability. Okay, so that's it for the client, and now what we're going to do is get to actually making the ability. So how we're going to make the ability is in server script service, so we're going to make a folder, and we're going to name it abilities. And this is going to store all of our abilities and references to them. So for each ability, we're going to make a module script. And for our super speed ability, go ahead and name it super speed. We have to name it exactly as you did in our keybinds right here. So name it super speed and go to it. Okay, so we're going to make the module now. So local super speed is equal to table. We're going to make the settings for it. So we want the cooldown to be, let's just say 10 seconds. And the amount of time we have super speed for, we'll say we have it for 5 seconds. And we're going to make a function called super speed activate. And what this does is just gives us the super speed and starts it. And then we're going to pass in the player. So let's grab the character's player. We're going to see if the character exists. Then we're going to grab our humanoid. And then if our humanoid exists, then what we're going to do is simply make walk speed. Let's just say we want our super speed. Let's just say we're going to have 100 walk speed. And then what we do is, in order to make it only go for the duration, we're going to task.delay a function for the duration. So how we do that, we access self.settings.duration. And since this is a module script, pretty much what self does is it accesses this super speed table. So when I write self, it's pretty much just accessing super speed. So when I do self.settings, it's just referencing this, right? So if I do self.settings duration, it's going to come here. So we're going to do that, and then function. And all we're going to do is make our walk speed back to 20. Also, we should check to make sure that the humanoid still exists, so that let's just say we died in between, then it won't bug out. We won't get an error. So this is going to be it for this. Next, what we're going to do is go back to this server script. We're almost done. We're about to be done. Go ahead and access the abilities folder we created. So go ahead and local abilities folder is equal to script.parent.abilities. And now we're going to make cooldowns. And this is just so you can't spam anything, and it's going to be cooldowns for each ability. So let's make a function. So make a table, first of all, called cooldowns, and make a function called add cooldown. It's going to be taking a player. We're going to add the cooldown to the ability, because we don't want all the abilities to go on cooldown just because you use one ability. And then you want to pass in how long the ability's cooldown is going to be. So what we're going to do is cooldowns player. We're going to make it a table. So if we already made it a table, So what's going to happen here is if cooldown player already exists, then we're going to reference it. But if it doesn't, we're going to make it an empty table. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go cooldowns player dot ability is equal to true. So what this does is the ability that we use, so let's just say super speed, it's going to be put inside of our cooldowns table player as true. And that means that we're on cooldown. And now what we're going to do is we're going to delay the cooldown amount. Once the cooldown amount is done, what we're going to do is just set it to nil. So that we're out of the cooldown. Okay, and then when we do this, so what we're going to do is we're going to do if cooldowns player and cooldowns player dot ability. So this means if the player exists inside the cooldowns table and the ability exists inside the cooldowns player, which means that it's on cooldown, then what we're going to do is just return end. That means we can't use the ability because it's on cooldown. Next, what we're going to do is see if the ability that we used exists in this folder. So local ability module is equal to find first child ability. Okay, if ability module, then ability module is equal to require ability module. And then what this does is it's going to require it so that we have access to it, so we can access the functions and table inside. If we don't require it, then we're not going to be able to use it. What we're going to do is we're going to activate it. So we made the activate function, right? So what we're going to do is activate it. And then we're going to add cooldown to the player, this ability, and then ability module dot settings, like we made it, dot cooldown. That's this, of course, right here. Oh, where is it? Right here. And it's this right here. Cooldown. That's it. Or I'm sorry. Make sure when you activate it, you pass in the player. There you go. So when I hit play, I'm gonna hit my E key. I'm gonna be super speed. I think it was like 5 seconds. Okay, and there you go. It turned off. And now if I hit E again, I don't know if you can hear it, but I'm spamming it. I'm on cooldown. But then after the cooldown's up, I can go again. Okay, it stopped. I'm hitting my E key. I'm in cooldown. And then eventually there you go. And yeah. If you guys want a tutorial on how to make more abilities, let's just say like a punching ability, like honestly just any ability, leave it in the comments below. I'll make it. And yeah, and if you guys want a more modular system of this, a better one, we have client-sided cooldown check-in as well, and more things, yeah, just let me know. And also if you guys want me to add particles, effects, auras, anything like that, I can make a video for that. And yeah, thank you guys for watching.